Alright, today Camper and I are going to go hit the Georgia Traverse Trail. It's about 3 hours from my house to get to the start of it. We're going to do it from west to east, just right outside of Dalton, and then cut over. The girls are all heading up to New York for the weekend, and I got 3 days to try to do the 400 some odd miles of the trail. So, got the Jeep all ready, got our firewood. Should be a good time. Actually on the Georgia Traverse Trail now, just right outside of Dalton, just east of Dalton. So this is the first part of the dirt road, starting now. So a lot of forest roads, and then we'll see what else there is as we go. So we just aired down the tires. They were at 40 pounds, and man, this thing with these stiffer shocks that I put on was just rigid. So it feels much better. I took them down to 20 pounds. That's usually where I go on these forest roads and stuff like that. Don't really need to go much lower. Another update, I have the pup with me. He and I are, I don't know if you can see him. Stand up here, Camper. He and I are hanging out this weekend, and I put a tether on the seat so that he can't be running around all over the place, and he stays in this little hammock back there. He usually just sleeps, but it's worked really well. Last time when I was in the Black Hills and I was letting him run around in the car, he got into the mud and just tracked it everywhere. And well, you did. He actually sees himself in the mirror top here on the Ursa Minor and thinks it's another dog. So yeah, that's fun too. So I entered Conswaga Campground. It's off the loop here. So you see the big loop. I'm going south to connect over here and then go east. So this is a good camping spot. It also has flush toilets and running water and a place to fill up your water, and lots of good little secluded camp spots. So I would highly recommend it. So one thing I did not do is I did not spend a whole lot of time researching this. I went to the georgiatraverse.org, I think's the name of the website, and downloaded the map and put it on my Gaia so I could follow the map. And I read a little bit about it. I watched a couple videos. Trail's an easy trail, which is fine. I like doing harder trails, but it's not really necessary. I just like to be out. Yeah, a lot of this you could do in any vehicle that you wanted. It's just forest road. It's kind of bumpy, but you could bring your Prius out here if you wanted to. It's a pretty drive through here through the forest. I saw one other Jeep just a few minutes ago, top down, two-door. It's a little TJ. It's Thursday around noon, so I don't suspect there's going to be a whole lot of people out here just yet. So it should be good today and tomorrow morning for sure. Should have the place to myself, hopefully the trail to myself as far as we can. Alright, so I say so a lot. So the plan now is to blow through this part of the trail as quickly as possible, because although it's pretty, each turn looks just like the last turn, and it gets boring after a little while. So we're gonna try to get through these mountains and get on to the next part. What I did heard on video was that the east part of the trail was a little bit better than this latter half, and we're starting with the latter half, so we need to get further east. So that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. And if we can find a store, I think the puppy wants hot dogs for dinner, so I'm gonna get those for him. He's been a good dog. So there he is. Can you say hello? Can you say hello? No. Get your ear back. Sometimes you turn a corner and it just takes your breath away. Look at that view. See quite a ways. Okay, so one thing I love about my LOD Defender bumper is the rack. So I got a ton of firewood up there. It's all ratcheted down. I have our 5-gallon water, Lifesaver water can, which is pressurized and shoots water out. I got an extra 5 gallons of fuel, and it's got great spots to mount whichever backup light you want. So it's perfect. And it's also rated to 3,500 pounds on the hitch. So you could tow a boat or light trailer, whatever you want to do. So that's really nice. I like that. Couple guys out on the dirt bikes. Fun. Okay, I have deciphered the map. So on the Gaia, whatever's red is paved, and if it's orange right there, then it's dirt. So I just ran into the two guys on the motorcycles, a couple older guys, probably late 60s, early 70s, riding low 250s. They're local. Never heard of the Georgia Traverse Trail or the Transamerica Trail, which is alongside here as well. But they're out here pretty much riding it, so it's fun. Kimber and I having a little PB&J. The bread was next to something that tastes Cajun-y. I don't know what that is. It's a weird flavor for peanut butter and jelly. But it's food. Haven't seen any grocery stores yet. Okay, I think we may have found our camping site for the night. It's off this long, windy road that's rocky and doesn't probably see much traffic. And it's got a little stream over here. So we got the water brook in the background. And then over here we have a little fire ring. So it's like it is a designated spot. So we're gonna settle in. Part of me thinks after I rest a little bit, I might want to drive a little bit more tonight. We'll see. Sometimes when you do that and then you can't find a good spot, then you're in trouble. Maybe we'll just call it a night. The only thing I wish is that the campsite was a little bit further off the main road, so I didn't have to worry about the dog running around. But it's not. In Montana, we drove hours looking for a spot and everything was filled. So it's kind of nice out here. There's like nobody out here. So you can kind of just go where you want to go. Alright, so tonight we are having some homemade sauce that I made with spicy and sweet sausage. We'll put that on to start heating up. And then I have 2 pieces of chicken parm that I'm going to add to that. But the second thing I have is I have some noodles with sauce that I'm going to put in this other pan. I have enough for a couple nights here. Yeah, that ought to work. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay. Trick is keeping this away from the dog. He already was sniffing it out and jumping up on the table. Fridge. And put this big piece back in the fridge so he can't eat it. Now, rather than putting water to thin the sauce down, put a little beef broth in there. I hope that I have something to open it with. Just use this can opener. Should work nicely. Now I'm just going to let that cook for a little bit on low and let it heat up. And once that's hot, maybe a little bit before it's hot, I'll throw the chicken in there so the chicken can heat up with it. Okay, that's that.
Mr. Dunn, here's your culprit.
Well, it's too bad you can't smell this on the TV because it smells really good. Everything should be warming up nicely. Turn the noodles back on so they'll be hot. Part of cooking is timing. Trying to get everything hot at the same time can be a challenge. Now, I told the pup I would give him a little bit of sausage, but one of them is hot and spicy and one of them is sweet. And I assume that he's not going to want the hot and spicy, so I don't know which is which, so I got to try it. Alright, so that's the meal. Looks good. I wish I had my mozzarella. Come over here, buddy. So there's Camper eating his sausage. Very good. Peaceful night. So right when I got here, someone came by on a bicycle really fast, a mountain bike. And I haven't seen anybody in the last 4 or 5 hours. So I think it's going to be a quiet night with the tree pups. Good night. Okay, so it's 3 in the morning and this dog will not calm down. I don't know what his deal is, but I think we're gonna bug out early. Okay, it's 3 a.m. The dog has been going nuts all night. Won't let me sleep. I thought he needed to pee, so I put him outside without his leash, and he came down. And he came down here and fell in the creek. But instead of walking where he could get out, he gets in a mud cave underneath there. So I have to walk through the stream to get him. He's covered in mud, covered in water. So I put him down here. I'm like, you're sleeping down here. And I tether him in. And he just cries and cries and cries. So I let him back out and he doesn't do anything. So finally I put him back up with me. And he sleeps for about 2 hours and he starts crying again and going nuts. And I can't figure out what's going on. I'm thinking it's a bear. And it's 3 a.m. I'm not sleeping. So let's just go. And so he's still going berserk. So I put him back in the back seat. Well, maybe he got the spicy one, because then I get explosive diarrhea all over the back seat. And thank gosh I have a cover here. But now he seems fine. But I've already put everything up. We're all ready to go. So we're going to go do some night wheeling and see how that goes. How's your morning going? So it's this time of night when you're out by yourself and you got a dog that's crying that you're thinking, I hope those Bigfoot sightings were not real, because that's the last thing you want to deal with out here in the middle of nowhere is a Bigfoot sighting. Yeah, that'd be a little scary. We're up and it's dark out, we'll do the light test. So what I have on now is just my normal headlights. Now I have Squadron Pros in my bumper, and that's these, which light up quite well. Which I turn those off, and then I have Squadron Pros as my pillars. So that's that. To do it again when we have a long just regular headlights with pillars. And then here's the bumper. They're a little bit lower, and I actually ordered yellow lenses to go on those, so there'll be more fog lights. But we do all of them. So I don't have a huge light bar. I just have 4 small little pods, but they work quite nicely. And we are in the middle of the Georgia Traverse on this road that has just tons of twists and turns, and it'll probably take us an hour and a half to get through this part of the trail. And it's 3:40 in the morning. Okay, so I just came up to this paved road after really not very far. I've been maybe 15 minutes from my campsite. And so I could take this paved road and go down over here, and there's places to camp over in here, but I figure, I'm up. So this is the squiggly road, if you look at it, that we're going to do this morning. So I'm thinking, let's just do the squiggly road. These are my rear lights. These are from Rough Country. They're not very expensive. Just light up the back for you. Works out pretty nice. They fit right into the LOD bumper. Love it. My thoughts now are I want to find a little pull-off where I can sleep for a couple hours. Dog seems to be feeling better. What I was going to show you, this is where I was, and there was multiple campsites here, but I haven't seen anything on this side at all. And I'm almost done with it. So I believe it turns to pavement back on red, and this is private land here. So I had to find something quick or drive all that roadway until we get back into the national forest over here, and then these are paid sites. So we'll see how it goes. I'm actually tired now, not later. Alright, quick update. So pavement ended here, dirt road, couple campgrounds, both are pay spots. I came up here, made this turn, and there's just this little side track that just goes up and dead ends up there. And I didn't go very far, but I'm off in a little secluded spot off the main road, probably maybe 100 yards, and I should be able to just pop the top and go back to sleep for a little bit. So this would be a free camping spot. So no fire ring or anything, it's just kind of a makeshift, but I'll mark it. It's easy to do. All right, good morning. Slept till 10, so I got about 5 hours of sleep. Yeah, so this is where we pulled in last night. Just this little road off the main road here. Came in there, and then it looked like it split. You could go this way or that way, and then I walk around this way, and you could see this last night, but it turns into really quite the mud puddle. So I backed up, and then I was just like, oh, this is flat, let's just park here. So that works. And I slept like a rock. The dog actually didn't make any more noise or anything, and slept down in the back seat of the Jeep, and we did good. So the plan is we're gonna leave here and just continue the trail east and look for gas is the big next thing that we're gonna do. And then today we'll stop in Helen, Georgia, which is a town they say is worth a stop to see. Okay, the trail splits here and goes back south, which I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way, and we have a tree that's down, so it looks like we could winch it out of the way. I wonder if we could just drive over it. So I got a rock in my dust cover. I think it's this wheel, so I'm just gonna jack it up real quick and see. But it's loud and it's squealing, so I'm not gonna be able to. No, it's this one here. Actually, I think that I'm a genius. Okay, so I finished that part of the trail. This is where I slept last night, and then Camper and I drove all this until I got to here, and then we pitched the camper again here. I marked a couple other potential campsites. Now we're down here, and I have 68 miles left, quarter tank of gas, and there's a BP 3 miles from here, so I'm gonna go jump on that and then look at my map after that. All right, so we're in Booger Hollow, somewhere in Georgia. I was able to get gas and pizza and some pernicious IPA, which is a really good IPA. So I'm gonna do that. Right now on the map, I am up here at Booger Hollow. I came off the trail here, so I need to turn around, take the road portion back, and pick it up here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, this is completely random. I pulled off of the paved road to give the dog some water, and this place has seen some action. We got bras and pantyhose and a pair of jockey shorts hanging in the tree. Okay, we're entering the city limits of Helen, Georgia. And I've heard that this compares to like a Swiss Alps town, and the architecture does look like that because I spent so much time there. But yeah, very Germanish looking buildings. So we're just going to take a drive through, see what we see. Little shops and stuff. They weren't in the crosswalk. It's a pretzel house. Hat company. Just the architecture of all these buildings. Very cute. And if I only brought the spray paint. It's a little muddy out here. I'm gonna choose my line. Honestly, I think I'll just go through the mud. There's not a lot of excitement on this trail, so when you see a big mud puddle, you got to record it. Just keep going. Well, I think if I push, I could be done with the trail today. We'll see. Probably find a camp spot and finish it in the morning, then drive back home. We'll see what happens. Gotta find a nice spot. Okay, just an update. Road closed, and that is on the map. We have Helena back over here, Helen, Georgia over here. Came up this way. I came up this trail. This one, I came up this road, came down, and then I was planning on coming down here, hitting this highway, and going out that way. But this road is closed right here, so you can't get through. And it's August 13th, 2021. So we had to backtrack, and I found a little side road that I didn't explore before. and I came up on it and it just says road closed. You can see that. Road closed. The zoom's terrible. But see, there's a little bit, I thought that was just a turnaround, but then when I got up here, it's just a little campsite, little fire ring, place to park, and then there's a stream just right next to it, which we know how much the puppy loves to go swimming at night, so that'll be great. So it's nice. So we'll stay here for the night. I had to put the Jeep up on some rocks to kind of level it out a little bit, and I got it pointed towards the exit so it'll be easy to go to get out in the morning. But I'm going to start making some dinner, so stick around. Alright, so tonight we're going to have some teriyaki noodles, some cut up veggies, okay, and then I'm going to saute those and put them in a teriyaki sauce. So it's kind of an Asian thing. Sounded good to me. No meat, just veggies. So it's not very film worthy, but the spaghetti spilled inside the fridge, so I had to clean everything out. You can see the remnants all over everything. Start out, I took the cutting board off of my tailgate table and just moved it over here so I can do all my chopping. Puppy thinks he's going to get something nice tonight, but after last night, I think all he's going to get is kibble. Night. Alright, so food is coming along. This is almost ready for me to put the sauce in. Turn it down, let it simmer. Veggies already taste good. And then this has to cook 7 minutes. It's almost done. Just let it thicken up. Probably about 3 more minutes. Yeah, my knife's cool. Alright, so here's tonight's dinners. We have sauteed veggies and teriyaki noodles from the package, but boy, it does look good. Camper's going to be really excited to get his kibble, I know. Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock. We've eaten, we've hung out by the fire. I think I want to go hit the trails some more. I'm so close to being done. If I do another 2 hours tonight, I can be done by 10 tomorrow and then be heading back home. So it's wet and muddy here, and it did rain today, and so the trees are like dripping water everywhere. So that's not a reason to leave. It's a great site, but I'm just really close to being done. I want to see it out, and this time of night there won't be many people on the trail, so that should be good for tomorrow. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going down this road and we got some folks that are stuck. Alright, so I'm filming for my YouTube, so okay. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Alright. Well, you got the sheriff coming and the tow service coming, so you'll have some guest appearances.
There you go. Alright, so here's a strap, so if you could get it underneath the axle or something strong. And then I'll let the link out. So just put one go to underneath, pull it out, and then we'll hook up one of the beams. So, okay.
Your mom's gonna flip out.
Take a picture.
Let me take a look. Make sure. Pull the axle out.
See, that's why I didn't want to go just around the... I think so too. It's just got the exhaust pipe close to it.
Yeah. Can you back it up? Hold on.
Is your rear brake on by chance? No. You don't have any emergency brake on? Go ahead and hit the end. Okay, hit reverse. Try to back up. Back wheels are locked.
Hold on. Hold on, please. The back wheels are locked.
All right, so I'm pulling him out, but his back wheels are not turning, so apparently there's a brake on of some sort that's keeping him from getting out, which was probably his problem all along. You find something?
Nope.
Yeah. Here, let's try this. Try going forward. Oh, hold on. Wait. Yeah, try to go forward.
Nope, stop. Back wheels are completely locked. Wait a minute. Alright, we found something. Okay. Yep. Alright. Stop.
You're good.
The parking, there's a little button in the middle that's a parking brake that would not come loose. He kept trying to pull it and come loose, so it was lit up red, but it's in the middle. So I wonder if that's how we can get out on our own then.
I think it probably was.
We could be able to get out really on our own.
You might
But that's
accidentally hit that thing because it's just a touch. There are no pedals for it.
You would have never known it. Okay, so we just pulled those people out. We as in me and the pup. And I hooked my winch up to and put it under the rear axle and was pulling them backwards. And I noticed that his rear wheels are not moving, even though he has the car in reverse. And long story short, they had the parking brake on, and it was a little button on the console, and it's a rental car, and it engaged, and when it engaged, the rear wheels would not turn. And so therefore they were stuck there all this time because they had the parking brake on and didn't know it. And as soon as I saw that his wheels weren't turning, I was like, hey, you got the parking brake on? And he's like, no, but he did. And once he disengaged it, he was able to, actually he could just back up. It wasn't a big deal at all. But they've been stuck out here for hours, and they had called a tow truck and he hadn't come yet, and they thought I was the tow truck, and they were so happy to see me. And I pulled them out, and then I just drove my red Rubicon right through the river they were stuck at and just kept going. So, love my Jeep. We're here. Good morning. Slept good last night. We got a creek running right outside our Jeep, and so you could hear the water. Probably around midnight, 12:30, I heard a truck drive by, which I thought was odd because you have to cross two big water crossings to get to where we are. And it turns out it was a tow truck looking for those people. And he asked if I called because it was a Jeep. And I was like, no. I said I saw them, and I didn't tell him I tried to pull them out. I just told him that they had their parking brake on, and once they got that off, they were able to drive. And yeah, he was upset about that. But about 1 o'clock, another car came by, and it was little TJ. Had all of its lights on. It was driving the trail. But other than that, it's been quiet. We got a stream going right by. Hear the water running. Right there's the road. Across, going up that way. Alright, so I'm going to jump up and I'd like coffee, but I don't feel like making it. I gotta find a quicker way to get coffee made without taking everything out. Yep, that's our day. So finish the trail, then we're gonna head back to Nashville. Look at this campsite. Right there in the water. Big old hatch come down. There's a little road comes down over there. This was about not even a quarter of a mile from where I camped last night. I'll mark it on the map. It's a great place. Not even sure where the road goes. It's scenes like this that makes it worth it to get out. It's just beautiful here. This is the only part that looks like this on the trail that I've seen, but absolutely gorgeous. Definitely worth it. This is kind of a pretty area. Lots of brush right on the trail, but different than the normal forest roads. Not much room to pass cars though if you encounter someone. And that's where it is on the map. Alright, so this is a complete bummer because I've traveled all this way to here and I need to follow this trail out to here and it's closed. It's a good portion of what I have left today because I need to do all this, which now I can't do. And then the red is just pavement, which I don't care to do. And then I could come over here and do that part. Alright, very frustrating. I have to decide if it's really worth finishing or not. So I just drove in, probably 45 minutes down this dirt road, and the gate's locked for the rest of this portion of the trail. There's probably a good hour and a half of trail past that locked gate over there. And I did double check it. It is certainly locked. And so we got to turn around. Very frustrating. But we're out in nature and it's nice. I just saw giant butterflies. Ginormous. So much for that. Alright, we're going to take a second stab at this without the dog. Okay, what I've noticed on Gaia, when you see all these little roads coming off to the sides, a lot of times there's little camping spots right off of those. So just FYI. I didn't go up those, so I don't know. But on the other ones that I did, I found camping on all of them. Alright, I want to show you how I do this. So, let's see. We came up this trail, it's blocked up here. I came back down. Now I gotta try to figure out how to get all the way over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna scroll over and I'm going to touch right there. And if you look, maybe, yeah, it gives me the GPS coordinates. So then I'm gonna go to my GPS and type in those coordinates so that it can just route me to where I want to go rather than trying to figure it out on Gaia. That's how I do it. Well, I decided to call it. I was following the GPS and then it took me a way that was blocked off by new residential with the gated community, and I turned around and I'm trying to go another way and it's got me going down another dirt road, which I don't know if it'll go through or not. So right now, if I start heading home, I'll get home in 5 hours. So, and tomorrow I have a gig at church to play music. So I need to go home and go over music tonight. So I'm gonna call it. This is it. I did not finish the trail. I was out here for 2.5 days. And I'll show you. So I'm way down here trying to get way up here, and it looks like I'm running into I don't know, whatever that blue area is. And then this is the section that I would need to finish right there, and more than likely it's just forest roads. I haven't seen anything really other than that on this trail, other than the little bit that we did this morning. So yeah, so I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna try to head home. The GPS actually has me going down a dirt road to head home. I hope it goes through. If not, that's gonna be frustrating, but that's part of the adventure, and you just do what you got to do to get where you want to go. That's the fun part. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.